We know what y'all hear. I don't know if this is going to be the the cover art. Probably not. We might find something else. Anyway, it's official. Diddy has been found guilty of 2 charges. The other 3 he is found not guilty on. For those who don't know, he got found guilty for traveling across state lines to participate in prostitution.
Yeah.
2 counts of that. He was found innocent of RICO and then sex trafficking. 2 counts. So, and it's funny because the RICO is 1 charge, and charges 1 and 3 are the same, and 2 and 4 are the same, 3 and 5 are the same. Because 1 is for Cassie, counts 2 and 3 is for Cassie, counts 4 and 5 is for the Jane Doe, who we don't still to this day don't know.
Yeah.
And so it
sounds like 50 knows who she is.
It sounds like the world want us to know that 50 knows exactly who she is. And he's found innocent on everything else. The main charges.
Yeah.
Even though the other 2, I think the other 2 is funny. And I want to get to this in a little bit because I guess I stated it. I love how the internet and what's really going on and what's really going on the internet never are the same things.
No.
Because, now it's like, hey, he's facing up to 20 years. But apparently because it's his first offense and all this other stuff, there's a max he can serve on that 20 years. So it's like he only could do, I think, maybe like 3 years. It's something crazy.
Yeah,
it's like 50 something months. So maybe not 3 years. Maybe it's like 5 is the max.
Yeah.
And he didn't already serve 1.
Yeah.
But anywho, what was your thoughts when this verdict came in?
I mean, I think when we ended the pod, I was like, yo, I don't see how he can get charged on the major stuff, right?
Yeah,
but
we both said that.
Yeah, so again, I didn't even consider he is a first time offender, and obviously I didn't consider this because Diddy is notorious for screwing people over, so it doesn't feel like he's a first time offender, but technically he is, right? So when you think about it, it's like, yo, it's going to make sense. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he's let out around the holidays. Like, it would not surprise me. Like, yeah, it's a year. But if there's enough news going on, it would not surprise me, like, right before Christmas or right after Christmas, that he's home or at least on house arrest, right?
Yeah.
So that would not surprise me at all. So the verdict didn't surprise me, like, because they were talking about abuse and the animal trial for RICO.
Yeah.
Like,
that didn't make sense.
That didn't make any sense. So I kind of this has really felt like from the beginning, and this is an older part we said this. It really felt like somebody was just like, you're no longer under our protection, and we're going to show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Right? It's always felt that way.
Because this seems like you remember when everybody knew that Tory was coming home and then we saw what he got charged with, and we was like, wait a second. Yeah, you're supposed to be guilty of that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the internet had us thinking the charges were totally different, right?
Exactly.
When you get to the charges on Diddy, this seems like the feds was reaching, and they knew they was reaching because the state was too like soft to say, yo, we're going to charge you with DV.
And even like with the reach though, it kind of felt like somebody was like, hey, do these charges, right?
Yeah.
Do these, like, we're messing with him, right?
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like that from the beginning because, again, what they were talking about, what we was getting back from the court reporters and what he was on trial for, we're like, well, we're still talking about abuse, right? And he's not on trial for abuse. Not saying that abuse is right, but it's like, that's not what y'all are trying him for.
The fact of you charging for a RICO to make it seem like he built his whole empire on sex trafficking is crazy. And dog, think about that. We know him for music only.
Yeah.
He's been known for music only. You trying to say he got all of this because he's trafficking women. And that's crazy.
And here's the thing, right? Even with the trafficking, it come out to be nothing but men.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that played a part into jury apathy, right?
Oh, because look at this jury.
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly what happened.
I think that, like, well, can men really be victims of sex trafficking and prostitution? I think most people feel like, no, they can't.
Yeah. And what they was trying to say that Cassie and what did Cassie and I felt bad for her, and I'll tell you a little bit why I feel bad for her. Because, well, I'll tell you right now, as years go on, people are gonna feel less sorry for Cassie. So,
I think that moment is here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just the more every day that goes by, it's gonna be like, all right, girl, like
you really but again, right? It's this ideal of, are you a participant or are you a victim?
Oh, we gonna get there. Hold on. That's the next part. But what I was saying with her is like the reason why I feel bad for her on that. But then it was like, all right, people's looking like, all right, Cassie got done in because, hey, you left him. Then you start DMing him saying you want to participate some more. Then you leave him again. You with your man. You texting him with your man. Then, it is one of those things that I do wonder. I know Diddy is going to be home soon. I do wonder if he feels like, yo, I should have just paid her that money before she tried that.
Absolutely, he feels that way.
Because what he's lost in the last year and you still got to give up that $30 million.
Like his biggest fault may be being cheap.
Yeah, or being an a-hole.
Well, I mean, obviously from the case. And again, right, I've never really been when the way that Diddy did Shine and 112, like 112 was like my favorite R&B group back in the day. It's funny. And Shine was kind of like the Biggie replacement. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like the way that he did those two artists, man, like I at that point I was like, yo, okay, this guy doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. Like somebody's taking a charge for you, bro. Like you should be like, all right, man, let me take care of you.
And you didn't, because you promised him you would, and you didn't.
Yeah, so everything so where he's at in life right now, you can't feel sorry for him.
Nah.
Because he kind of put himself there. But just jury breakdown, though.
Bro, this was over before it got started.
I was kind of like, okay.
Who stood out to you to make you think that it's over?
Honestly, when I saw a 39-year-old black male there as a social worker, I was like, okay, that's kind of the guy that's probably speaking to it, right? Because he's from the generation of Diddy, right?
Okay.
So he understands that everything that's going on with Diddy. He's at the age where he kind of understands, diet sex work, real sex work.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, this is probably the guy that if he has the white male that was the PhD in molecular biology here, I said that those are the guys that's probably turning this room right now.
First of all, when I saw the scientist, the PhD, did you use his name? First of all, he got to be in New York.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find this person in real life. Some of y'all are real detectives in real life where y'all do the work. Y'all can find somebody, this PhD, who does this type of biology in New York in this age. It can only be a handful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't no easy thing to like find. So when I saw him, I said it's cool. And you know what it is? In one of the group chats I was in, one of the guys said, one of the things that these CEOs do is like, hey, these CEOs get their assistants to hire party favors, whatever they may look like. Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you in those environments where you don't look at that guy and say, hey, that he's trafficking these women when he's out there doing it. You might not agree with it. You might not have the money for it. So you might be a little jealous. But when I saw the dude, I'm like, oh, he didn't talk to some people. And the older actor, the massage therapist. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is out of here.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I said, oh, he could.
Yeah, because he can speak to it. Because it's a good chance that he's been near that world, right? Won't say he's in it, because I don't know him.
On both sides.
But it's a good chance.
Therapy
but it's a good chance he's near that world, right?
And he old.
The investment analyst, I was like this jury selection that they had, they brought guys that understood sex work.
And certain things that are taboo in the black community ain't taboo in the other community.
Yeah, that's what they brought in everybody that kind of understood sex work. Like these got retired banker, retired telecom. Man, these are all guys that understand sugar babies, diet, sex work. So I was like, yo, this jury selection was strong. And even with the black women, right? They brought in a physician assistant, right? Yeah. Medical field, notorious for ridiculousness. On that side of the world, right? The other one, nurse and homemaid, again, right? Medical field.
Oh, I didn't say freaks.
Like this jury was kind of built for them to kind of minimize the impact of what's happening, especially if you're just going to put a bunch of males on the stage as the victims of sex work.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. When they said that Diddy's team didn't present a case, I was like, something ain't right. Either y'all are super confident or y'all are super dumb.
Well, I think it was hard for them to present a case because he's not a good person. So you can't put him on the stand.
Yeah.
He's really hasn't done anything philanthropic enough for you to be like, this is who he is in the community.
Yeah, but not even to call witnesses. They just crossed the other people with
who is it? What? He don't have friends. The dude has screwed over everybody.
You put Kanye up there?
50-50 on what's gonna come out of Kanye mouth.
It ain't 50-50. You know he gonna get up there and say
he might get
something wild.
reconvicted with Kanye. Like get convicted with something else.
You seen over there in Europe, Kanye like offered $7 million to perform.
Yeah, the Wembley, and Wembley was like, no,
yeah,
you can't really do the Hitler thing in Europe, bro.
It can't come over here.
They're kind of sensitive on the whole Hitler thing.
If you didn't know,
yeah, if you did know, they little sensitive about that over there.
Jeez, what's next for him? And then we're gonna get to the. Well, you know what? Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. There is this thing of, hey, I participated in this. We're going back to the, did you regretfully participate?
Yeah, the regret sex.
And we're speaking about Cassie because we don't know who the other one.
Yeah,
we can assume who she is, but is this more of that?
It is. Okay, it could be a lot of things. One, it could be cashing out and this just got out of hand, right? Mm-hmm. I was watching the clip on Piers Morgan. He had Corinne Steffens on there, right?
Mm-hmm. Which is wild.
And she was like, it is wild. Piers show is falling off.
How you know her? Who told you to get her?
Dude, there's somebody just booking. He has one of those London Nigerians over there from the Shade Room. And then that's who's doing all his booking right now. I can guarantee you. Because it is getting ridiculous right now. The Shade Room is booking for him. But
I did see the screen. I thought it was AI. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I assume everything is fake, but go ahead.
But to that point though, right? Like she's saying, I can't really recall if I've been violated or not, right?
Mm.
And that regret sex is a thing.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a conversation of what's regret versus what you were coerced into. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's been women that I'm like, I should not have slept with her. Right?
Yeah.
Like, but I wasn't coerced, right? Even if you want to say I had too much tequila, right? Like I wasn't coerced into it, right? We as men, we have something called post-nut clarity, right?
We do.
Like it literally means the moment I come, I'm like,
But you know why we be like, I shouldn't have slept with her? Hopefully she ain't pregnant.
I mean that be part of it, and it's like, this is not a woman I want to have a kid with. So like regret,
hope I'll catch that.
Yeah, regret participation. Hope nobody sees it or walk out. Like regret participation is a real thing. It's just that for men we have not weaponized it, right? And it seems like for women it is becoming something that they can easily weaponize, and that is low key scary.
Yeah, well, I thought he might have gotten off with the, I can understand why they put the DV in there with Cassie. Because if you're trying to prove that she was coerced, do you need to show that, hey, I tried to escape, you drug me back.
True. So
maybe I get that part, but also it's like, I feel bad for Cassie. Like I said, I think as days go on, we're going to stop feeling more and more sorry for her because it's like, some of these dudes say they didn't even talk to him. They never met him. They're
there just for her.
Yeah, or even if they there for both of y'all, they only went through you. And so it's getting weird. And one of the dudes, I ain't saying shout out to him, but Vlad is interviewing anybody who said they went to a freak off. If you ever...
Did he not hire one woman though? Low key, I think...
About to get to what's next for him. You got to come out as bisexual.
I didn't pay attention that closely.
He needs to.
But I didn't really read anything. I read some kinky stuff or heard or, was watching clip. But I'm like it's like maybe moving towards the line of gay, but it's like he might not be gay. He just might be freaked off in his head, bro.
Yeah, he might be. But I don't know. I have been thinking like what happens next, right?
Like even when they were telling the stories, I'm like, this dude, it actually looks like he's been monogamous. They're not talking about him with anybody else. They're talking about him with Cassie.
The dude, one of the dudes I watched with Vlad, he was like, he just literally sat in the corner. And he was like, anytime we was getting straight to it, because he was like, I was hired multiple times. He's like, anytime we got to like third base too fast, he's like, the only time Diddy would speak up, be like, y'all need to slow down. Y'all are already trying to get this over with, and I ain't there. He was like, one time we was just in the kitchen. I don't even know if he was in the kitchen no more. He was like, I can't speak on that.
Diddy just likes live porn.
Well, we said 20% of y'all is cooks.
Well, this is true. We did say 20% of men are cooks.
Oh, is this live porn? That is a great point. Huh.
Right, for rich people. And here's the thing, right?
It can't include my girl, though. For me. For me. It can't include
Well, you would have to be a cuck. You have to have some form of cuckery, right? Whether it's stagging, hot wifing. But I agree with you. It could not be my girl. But I don't know. We're going down a rabbit hole. This is way too early because people that we respect are still listening.
Ben, stop calling me. You know I'm potting. Hold on. Let me see what he went. Hold on. What? I'm potting. You got to text me. Talking about Diddy and is he gay or not, or if he just a freak?
Is Diddy gay?
Yeah, or is he just a freak? Is he just a cuck or a stag?
All right, go ahead. Talk.
He got to go. Oh my gosh, I'm hanging up on both of y'all. We ain't got time for this. So I don't know. Well, now we're having a conversation of what's next.
Okay. I mean, for him,
for his reputation.
I think his reputation in the trash.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's. I've never seen a black man have an accusation against him that's able to come back. Right. I've never. Well, hold on.
Yeah, about to say.
Eddie Murphy did have a crazy wild accusation, but that was pre-internet.
Yeah,
that was pre-internet. But that's like the only guy I've ever seen to be able to. And we're talking about literally one of the most talented human beings on the planet.
Are you thinking of? Because I don't think the prostitution gonna bother him at all.
No, I think it's everything. I think the DV, man. Anytime it's on camera, if it's not Dana White, it just never goes away. It just because that becomes who you are. Yeah, that really just becomes who you are. Even if that's not you, even if that was just a moment, right? Yes. And I know there's people that will argue if you do it once, that's who you are, right? But I'm saying like most social scientists would be like, losing it in a moment, doesn't really define you. But I think that's going to define who he is. And that will always make it hard for him to do anything in the future.
Yeah.
I think he's rich enough, though, that he just rides off into the sunset. He's probably just invest.
How old is he? You got to be older.
55, 56.
Oh, yeah. You just go spend time with your kid and tell your son to stop making music. Sorry.
You can't tell Diddy's son to stop. You just got to get better at it.
No, because he doing the whole cocky thing and it's like.
It's 55.
The whole Nepo.
You can't be cocky
thing.
As a Nepo. I'm sorry.
And then you cocky with the we running everyevering.
Like, don't tell me you rich when you Nepo. Like, of course you rich. You supposed to be.
I remember one time, one of my favorite interviews is they asked King Combs what was the cheapest car he ever rode in. And it was like a Bentley something. Like he said that's the cheapest car he's ever ridden in.
Not even a Toyota Camry. Because if I was rich as all get out, I'm probably putting my son in a Toyota Camry.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't mad when they tried to clown Kendrick like years ago for buying his sister. Like it was either a Subaru or it was like a Camry or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, she's 16.
I'm absolutely I think like a Corolla. Yeah, I'm absolutely buying my kids, a Corolla. I mean, I'll probably get an SUV because they're safer. But I'm like, I'm not putting you in no G-Wagon. Are you crazy?
He's going to be quiet. Essence Fest.
You do have it on the board. I didn't even see it.
Oh, I couldn't wait. I researched this. I actually did research on it. This is one of the topics where I was like, I want to make sure I am correct. It's this in the whole race education that we about to get to. I researched that.